Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV with your college football top 25 preview for this Saturday, September the 11th. I'm going to give you my analysis, my power ratings, and my advice for the three biggest college football games this Saturday, all on national TV involving top 25 teams. Free for you on this video here in just a moment. Quick reminder, if you want my official best bets each and every week in college football, you need to go to one spot, and that's WagerTalk.com. My personal page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. By the way, I'm going to give you three games here, top 25 games here for Saturday on this video. I also have a bonus free play on my page right now at WagerTalk.com. An under-the-radar game, one of the smaller conference games. I want you to get that as well. That's free with analysis, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, while you're there, to check out a tremendous special for the rest of 2021. If you'd like to get every best bet I personally release every day for the rest of the year, the next 4 months through December 31st, 2021, through New Year's Eve, then go to my page right now because it's an extreme discount, the biggest discount I've ever offered at WagerTalk.com. Normally it's $1,200 for the rest of the year. This week and this week only, it's $499. That's a 60% discount. You do the math, it works out to just over $4 a day to get every college and pro football, baseball, and college and pro basketball play that I release for the rest of this year. Hey, keep in mind, college football 67% start this season last week in week one. NFL starts this weekend. Baseball is here. I'm the number one ranked Major League Baseball over-under handicapper at WagerTalk.com this year, up over 60 units in baseball totals. And then, of course, basketball starts in a few months, and you want to be on board early in basketball. Last November and December, I started number one as well in college hoops with a 17-4 start out of the gate last year in college basketball. Get college football 67% this year, my number one ranked MLB totals. The NFL starts this weekend, and basketball right around the corner, including that 17-4 start last year, all for just $4 a day with this tremendous special. The rest of 2021, the next 4 months, for just $4.99 right now. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. No promo code needed. Hey, go over there, get that bonus college football free play that's on my page, and check out that tremendous special while you're there as well. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Hey, let's get to our top 25 preview for this week. And hey, look, last week in week one, there were 5 matchups with the top 25 teams against each other. This week in week two, a little bit more quiet. There's only 2 head-to-head top 25 matchups. So I'm going to give you a third bonus game involving a top 25 team here as well. But we're going to start with perhaps, definitely one of the 2 biggest games. We're going to look at Oregon, Ohio State here first. And I'm going to get to Iowa, Iowa State. And then I'm going to give you a bonus look at the Texas-Arkansas game as well. Going to cover all 3 of those high-profile games. And look, it's covering the entire Saturday for you. You can sit back and relax and get over 10 hours straight of football. Let's start with the first game at 12 noon Eastern on Saturday. It's on Fox National TV. We get Oregon at Ohio State. Buckeyes opened as a 14-point favorite early in the week. It did not last long. It's now up to 14.5 as we head towards Friday and this weekend. Total open 63.5. It's held pretty steady at 63.5 so far this week. We have seen some 64s start to show. And by the way, public usually comes in on the over. These are 2 high-profile offensive teams. So if you like the over, I'd probably play it now at 63.5. I think it will go higher. I'm starting to see some 64s, and I would agree with the over in this game. Once again, Ohio State, 45 points last week. A powerful offensive attack, to say the least. But you got to be worried about the Buckeyes' defense. Once again, last week they struggled. They gave up 31 points to Minnesota on that Thursday night game. They also gave up over both 200 yards rushing and passing to the Golden Gophers. In fact, if you look at Ohio State, 7 of their 8 games last year, now 8 of their last 9 games going back to last year, have totaled at least 63 points or more. So this 63.5 is a very manageable total. And of course, Oregon, a very good offensive team as well. Lost a star defensive player in the first half last week against Fresno, so that also hurt the defense a little bit if he remains injured. And keep in mind, last week's lackluster non-covering win against Fresno State, we have to take that with a grain of salt. Oregon obviously had a huge look-ahead game here with Ohio State on deck, and they were also catching a Fresno team that had the advantage of playing a game already. Fresno was one of those few teams that played in week 0 at the end of August, an easy 45-0 win over a bad Connecticut team, but still Fresno had a game under their belt, which is always a tremendous advantage. Yes, Oregon had more prep time for Fresno all summer long, but you got to figure a lot of that effort in August was going towards this Ohio State game. So I do think Oregon will play better. Their offense was solid last week. Defense was suspect, especially against the pass. Gave up over 300 yards. Ohio State should be potent offensively once again, but I am concerned about that defense. In fact, out of the gate last year, they gave up 25 points or more. They allowed 25 points or more in 3 of their first 4 games. Of course, 52 against Alabama. In fact, in 5 of their 8 games and now 6 of their last 9 games going back to last season, including last week, they've given up at least 25 points or more. So if Oregon gets there, that probably gets this one over the total. By the way, my power ratings on this game favor Ohio State by 15.5. So I do agree with that early line move from 14 to 14.5. Once again, a little bit of line value with Ohio State. Really not a big difference between 14.5 and 15.5. Therefore, I think the over is the best play here. Over 63.5 has some value, and that'd be the way I would approach this one. Noon Eastern on Saturday on Fox National TV. Let's look at another big national TV game also with Big Ten teams involved, and that goes at 4:30 Eastern Saturday afternoon on ABC. Iowa against Iowa State. This is the only top 10 matchup this week as both teams come in ranked 9th and 10th respectively. Iowa State ranked slightly higher. And my power ratings actually show value with Iowa State in this game on Saturday afternoon. I make the line 6.5. It opened 3.5, which was way too low. Quickly got bet up to 4.5 this week. But still a couple points of line value as of we head into the weekend here. As I make the line 6.5, current line is only 4 to 4.5. Total was bet up as well. It opened 44.5. It's now up to 46. And by the way, Iowa is maybe the most public college football underdog this week. And I know, public alert, and I know many of you are going to ask, hey, where's that NFL public video? It will be available this weekend right here on NFL. My Fade the Public video that went 31-7 last year. It will be here on WagerTalk TV this weekend for week 1 of the NFL. So once again, if you want some great NFL information, be sure to check out my Fade the Public NFL video for week 1 this weekend here on WagerTalk TV. For those of you that are new to WagerTalk TV, I started that video last year at the end of November, about middle of the season, and we basically gave you the most public plays each week in the NFL, usually about 3 to 4 games a week. Fading those public sides went 31-7 all the way through the Super Bowl. I'm going to do it from week 1 on this year. We'll see how it fares early in the season here in September. So once again, that NFL public video will be available here on WagerTalk TV this weekend. Don't forget, though, whenever the public is on an underdog, it's a huge red flag for me, as the public in general likes to play favorites, and they like to play overs, of course. And Iowa right now is looking like the most public underdog this week in college football. Yet, as I said, the line has gone higher from the opener. So that's a sharp square divide. And then on top of that, we do get some line value with Iowa State. My power ratings favor them by 6.5. Current line has gone from 3.5 up to 4.5. It's understandable. I think it was an overreaction to last week's game. Iowa State was very flat in that game against a weak opener against Northern Iowa, an in-state rival, a 1AA team, an FCS team. Keep in mind, Iowa State started slow last year. They lost outright as an 11.5-point favorite against Louisiana Lafayette. They lost by 17, failed to cover by 28 in week 1 last year, and failed to cover by 3.5 touchdowns again this year. So same thing happened last year, but more importantly is what Iowa State did after that. They went 8-1 straight up, 7-2 against the spread the rest of the regular season after the slow start last year. This is a veteran squad that returns 20 starters. The entire offense is back, almost the entire defense as well. 6th year under head coach Matt Campbell. This will be one of the better teams in the country. I think this is an overreaction to last week's lackluster performance. I think they kept it vanilla. They obviously were game planning and looking ahead to Iowa this week. College game day will be there as well in Ames, Iowa. It's a huge game for the Cyclones, to say the least. Meanwhile, Iowa Hawkeyes are coming off a big win against Indiana last week. We talked about it right here on this video, and I told you I liked Iowa in that game. There was line value. I thought the situational setup was good. And I do like this Iowa team in general, and they do qualify as a defensive dog here. Just manhandled Indiana last week, held them to 6 points. They gave up only 16 points a game last year, 14 the year before that. So this is a good defensive dog, but I think offensively Iowa State is better, and they can move the ball here. And keep in mind, Indiana was an overrated team coming in. That's one of the reasons I liked Iowa last week here on this video, is it was more of a play against Indiana for me. Now they have to hit to the road. It's a difficult scheduling spot. I think last week's results, the blowout win for Iowa and the lackluster non-covering win for Iowa State, has made this line too low, and that's exactly what happened. It opened 3.5. It's now 4.5. My power ratings make it 6.5. So there is value with the Iowa State Cyclones on Saturday afternoon. That goes at 4:30 Eastern on ABC. Hey, don't forget, I've got a bonus-free college football play on my page at WagerTalk.com for this weekend. And while you're there, don't forget to check out that tremendous all-sports special. Get the rest of 2021, the next 3.5, almost 4 months of service for just $4.99. Now, let's put that in perspective. Normally, the next 4 months would be $1,200. You're getting a 60% discount, for the rest of 2021, just $4.99. That works out to just over $4 a day for every play, every sport along the way. I've been doing this for over 25 years, a quarter century. I've been a full-time professional bettor and sports handicapper. The exact same games I am personally using each day are the same plays my clients get at WagerTalk.com. Once again, number one in MLB totals this year. Baseball still has over a month and a half to go. 67% starting college football in week one. NFL starts this week. And then, of course, college and pro basketball just a couple months away. A 17-4 starting college hoops last year in November and December. That's all included. $4.99 complete. No promo code needed. All you got to do right now is go to WagerTalk.com, Steve Merril, and click the $4.99 special before it expires this weekend to save big and win big for the next 4 months for just over $4 a day. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Hey, those are the two top 25 head-to-head matchups. I'm going to give you a bonus third game here with another top 25 team, and that's Texas at Arkansas. That goes at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Saturday night. Texas opened as a 6-point favorite. The line is now up to -7, so that's a pretty big move. 6-7, two key numbers. Yet my power ratings only favor Texas by 5. So this is a situation where I think the line is too high, and the line value is with the home dog in Arkansas. Last week here on this video, Texas qualified as a top 25 matchup against Louisiana Lafayette. A lot of people were probably surprised to see UL Lafayette as a top 25 team, but they came in ranked around 23rd to start the season. So we profiled it here on this video, and I mentioned last week there was good line value with Texas as the power ratings made them a 14.5-point favorite in that game, yet they only were an 8.5 to 9-point point spread favorite. So I told you on the video here last week, Texas had some line value, and it worked out that way. They won and covered, won the game by 20 points. Now they have another important game on the road for the first time under new head coach Steve Sarkisian, who came over as the extremely successful offensive coordinator at Alabama, of course. But this is still a difficult spot for Texas. It's their first road game of the season. Younger team, as they lost a lot of transfers before Sarkisian was hired. When Herman was fired, a lot of guys bailed out. So this is still a young team with a new coaching staff in their first true road game after a high-profile top 25 win last week. Meanwhile, Arkansas won by 21, 38-17 against Rice. They were a 19.5-point favorite. They did what they had to. They remain at home. I like home dogs that are coming off good offensive momentum. They ran for almost 250 yards last week on those 38 points. And if they can run the ball here against Texas, they could keep this game close. Once again, I think last week's impressive win for Texas has inflated this line a little bit. The early money, looks like the public's pretty heavy on Texas as well, by the way, and that's another reason this line has gone from 6 to 7. But once again, my power ratings tell me the line is too high. Arkansas +5, it makes the line only 5. So there's a little bit of line value with the home dog here. Total has dropped quite a bit, 58.5 down to 56. A lot of tickets and money on the unders so far. Not sure how much to read into that. Obviously, Sarkisian is a high-profile offensive coach. Arkansas, as I said, did run the ball well last week. If they're able to milk the clock, maybe that keeps the game close. But we have seen money on Texas and a lot on the under so far. But once again, I do think the line's a little bit too high. I make the line just 5. Current line is Texas -7. That game goes at 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday night on ESPN. Hey, don't forget to check out my NFL Fade the Public video that went 31-7 last year. That debuts for week 1 of the NFL this weekend right here on WagerTalk TV. Hey, if you found this information useful, give the video a thumbs up. 2 seconds to like the video, and also make sure you're subscribed to WagerTalk TV so you get all this great content. And if you want an alert the minute my NFL video is released, my Fade the Public video each and every week, then click the bell. The bell gives you alerts. If you're subscribed, that's great. If you click the bell, you get instant alerts. You can be the first to take actionable information and go act on it with my Fade the Public NFL video, which will be up this weekend here on WagerTalk TV. And final note, once again, tremendous special, and it expires this weekend. This is the best chance you have ever had to take a long-term investment approach and get every sport I release every day for just over $4 a day. And I release 2 to 3 plays a day, so that's literally working out to less than $2 a play for the rest of 2021. You figure how much you play, how much you can wager and win, and if you can afford over $2 per play, or just around $2.50 per play, then you can make some money in 2021. $4.99 gets you the rest of the year, all sports, football, baseball, and basketball, every day. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Hey, thanks for watching. Once again, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this weekend's college football card. Hey, give me a sleeper pick. Let me know who your under-the-radar selection is for this Saturday in college football in the comments below. And by the way, if you're looking for an under-the-radar sleeper pick, I've got a bonus free play for you on my page right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, a 4th college football game for you for free at WagerTalk.com. Like, subscribe to WagerTalk TV, comment below, and check back this weekend for my Fade the Public NFL video right here on WagerTalk TV. Best of luck as always. I'll talk to you again soon.